Shalom, this is Sophia, the Ameru Khan Miriam, and I just wanted to do a sample of the way that I would use the AstroTarotgraphy chart to diagnose or document or identify, probably a better term, to identify problems and possible solutions. And I'll just use the example of myself, because the sample reading that I did of the 7-card placement, the person that it was for, I asked them what they thought, and they said, oh, I thought this was a general reading. I was like, no, this reading is specifically for you. And they said, well, I thought it was general because it's the same stuff you already told me. And I was like, yes, I understand. The energy is exactly the same, whether you need pictures to explain it or not. The energy remains the same. And so that's to say that I don't necessarily need pictures to explain the energy. But what the pictures do is it brings order to the chaos of understanding the energy, and also so you can have your own revelations and do your own interpretation at a later date and time. So I just use myself for an example, or what I'm doing to try to reconnect this energy, right? So as I mentioned yesterday, these individuals, whoever they are, they've been doing this black magic on me, have really caused me to lose a tremendous amount of income in a way that I've never had a loss of income like this before, and I'm not really particularly sure how to handle that. So once I did my own astrotarotgraphy reading, the full reading, and also was able to look at my see sand falling off, the energy flow for the year for me. The energy that I'm in right now is kind of like choices. It's an energy of choices, and I have to make a choice on how I'm going to view what's happening. That's really what this boils down to right now for me. And so what I did with that information, knowing that that's where I am, that's the energy that I'm in right now, that would be the roots of the tree and the fruits of the tree sort of reading, the fruits of the tree being your current year placements, right? So knowing that I'm in this energy of needing to make a choice on how I view my different options, I looked at where in my chart, my astrotarotgraphy chart, was money. What energy is that connected to? And for me, it's connected to not Jupiter, but Neptune. So I've identified a long-term solution for that. And, that's where you can use your astrocartography to see where your Neptune line is, that kind of thing. So that's one option, depending on if that's viable for people. But for me, being that I'm so far down, getting to my Neptune line is not an option for me right now. So what I did was I identified a location that closely oriented me to Neptune. And what I did with that information was I determined that I wanted to try to live in this particular location as I started to look. So this could be like, it could come up any time of way, because maybe your Neptune is in Pisces, right? So it may be living near the water. It may be finding a complex that has Pisces or something in the name or the symbol or the logo. There's any number of ways that you can come to a solution. So I picked a particular solution for myself. However, that solution is still not available to me because it requires more access to resources than I have right now. So what I have been doing is there's a particular beach that bears a symbol similar to the Neptune symbol. And so what I've been trying to do is spend time in this location, right? And so today I'm at a pretty, serious crossroads of how I'm going to proceed. And so after I did my morning prayer, I said, okay, well, the last time I went to this location, I was able to get a solution for a financial problem pretty quickly. So what I'm going to do is, in the time that I have, left, because, it's going to be pretty crowded soon. I don't want to be down here too long. I'm going to go to this location and I'm going to, petition, Jesus in this case, because while I was driving down the street, there was a sign that literally said Jesus. Somebody was waving it. And I'm like, okay, so that's who we're asking. So I'm going to petition Yeshua or Jesus to help me with this problem. What? How is this happening? I don't know. So I'm going to petition Yeshua to help me with this problem. I'm not going to brush away any more of this sand. So that's just the information I got as I was walking here. So what happened the last time I was here is that I was trying to, work out some benefits. And then when I got here, I was able to get the person on the phone. And then within a couple hours, the problem was resolved. So having that information on me, I'm like, okay, well, as I'm driving down the street, I'm thinking of, trying to come up with different options that may work to help solve this problem. How to best go about these options. What are some ideas that I'm throwing out there? So now that I have some ideas and I'm in the location and I'm, going to go into a meditative state for a few minutes and see what kind of solution I can get, I feel like I'm drawing in the energy of the solution. But that's only because I knew my AstroTarotgraphy. I knew where the pentacles were in my chart. I had come up with an idea on how to connect with the pentacles in my chart and what would be best for that. And then I have a long-term solution for that, and I have a short-term solution for that, because I know that this is a spiritual problem that I'm experiencing. It is manifesting physically, but it indeed is a spiritual problem. So I've taken all of these steps to diagnose it spiritually. And so now that I've done my part, which is engaged in the energy that should help me to manifest a solution, I'm going to basically wait for the solution to come. I know that it is. I'm in the right energy. I'm in the right frequency. I've, done what I could to physically connect with the physical energy. Now, basically at this point, you have to just wait and see what happens. And if it works, like it worked last time, then I'll have a good solution for how to move forward when I have problems like this. So this is just one way I would use the AstroTarotgraphy to diagnose a person's particular issue. And with the AstroTarotgraphy, because you can look at past year regressions, if you can remember when a problem started for you, we can pull your chart, look at when that problem started, and then see what that problem is related to in your planets or whatever, because everything is going to be there. And then we can try to, work our way backwards from a solution through this. So this is like, I always said that this was like a precise science, and I really didn't know that I knew it was true because that's what I was told, but I had no idea that this was going to manifest like this. And so, but for any of this to work, you need to know your chart. And I also found a way that this is some more training that I have to get. Like, if we can verify your birth time, it's a lot of stuff stuff we can do with some of this other more specialized information that is out there. And so what we're going to do is we are going to look at this. Ain't nothing y'all can do. I done already figured it out. They got 2 cargo planes, military planes flying solo. As soon as I got here, this is the second and third planes that I've seen. One drove by to make sure it was me. Now it's 2 more trying to intimidate me. Sorry, but I don't care. So now that but they're just so loud and annoying, and they're disturbing my beach time. So now that I've come up with this solution for one thing, then it can be translated into multiple things. So, that's what I was saying. So there's ways to rectify your time of birth, make sure that's right. That's probably something that I would do first. But anyway, the point of the matter is, this information is, everything that you need is in your chart. And this goes along with what I said earlier. Being able to convert your chart into pictures brings order to the whole situation. So no matter what your interpretation of the picture is, everybody's looking at the same picture. So you can take this information, go to another reader, and, ask them questions about it and see if, get a second opinion. This is how the readers and stuff work. If the energy is the same, it'll come up just like with the person whose chart I did. I did a reading for her and I told her the same things that came up in her chart. It was the same exact information. This is how you know that the energy is correct. And so you would be able, like, for example, if I'm thinking something is going on and none of the readers are talking about it, hey, that's not what's happening. So the information I'm getting is incorrect. And that has happened where I, if I'm going slightly off topic, like now, the readers are starting to engage in these love readings. Everybody is talking about love. Why? Because we're going into the time where you now to get your love in order, your love of yourself, but also your partnerships, your relationships. Those things are got to start coming into order. And so, once you know how this energy is, how it moves, how it fluctuates, you're able to solve problems. And that's what this is about, trying to figure out how to solve problems and stop leaving people, just kind of confused, dazed, with no solutions. We got to get away from that, because the problems can be solved. It's just that we have to actually, come up with organized, standardized ways for solving them that will work for multiple people. Because energy is energy. And so if I diagnose you and I'm incorrect, another reader will come up and say, hey, this is what I'm seeing. You know what I mean? This is how you use these multiple readers. This is why everybody is needed. This is why there's no need for competition. I know the kind of readings I do are unusual in general, but I'm not in competition with no other readers, because we're not even reading the energy the same way. I read energy differently. But we could both be correct. That's the point I'm trying to. It doesn't mean that somebody is right and somebody is wrong. We got to get out of that. It's about, which energy is the most important, the most pressing, and which energy is not. And that's how we're going to start to, look at this stuff from now on. So I just wanted to give you all a sample. I fully anticipate that my problem is going to be resolved quite shortly, because, I got the really strong urge to do these things in the order that I've done. And so I only got a few minutes before I have to move my car. So I want to, give you all a little view, a little perspective, a little insight on how I would use this AstroTarotgraphy as a science to diagnose particular problems. Right? So I hope this is helpful for people. And shalom. We'll see you in the next video.